Hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. Alright, jumping right into it. There is a leaked post going around on Reddit right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you it right here. And we'll start discussing this one. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'll put a link in the comment section down below or the description, either or both. I'm not sure yet. But either way, look out for it. This one here... yeah, some of these are, and they're roughly translated, mind you, and this is pure speculation for right now. It is interesting to see that they've already kind of spilled some of these already. Not entirely sure. We will probably, now that we are approaching the next difficulty of 800 Paragon, this is not unheard of, so these might be pretty spot on, aside from the rough translations, mind you. So let me go ahead and blow these up here so that we can see them a little bit better. Again, I'm going to put this down in the description or the or both, depending on which I get around to first. More than likely, it'll be in the description for sure. So look for it there if you want to read them. Because I'm not going to leave these up on the screen for too very long. I'm not, because if I read out all these, this video is going to go on for way too long. So here's Barbarian. I'm going to count to 5. Pause it where you need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, next one. This is Monk. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some of these translations are very, very comical and how bad they are. Okay, here is Demon Hunter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got Satyr. Crusader. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and these are to be read at your whatever is convenient for you, right? I am going to give some thoughts on this, though, after we get to the end here. Necromancer. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next one. Blood Knight. They call it Crazy Knight in the translation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and this is, again, a conversation piece as well, and the whole point on all of this. This is Mistblade Thief, so Tempest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will go back and touch base on some of these, and I'm going to give my thoughts on them here. I just want to get these out of the way so that you guys can read them, and however is convenient for you. Let's see, Mage, Head, Thief. Okay, so this is Wizard. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so there you go. Now we're going to go back. We're going to go back and kind of touch base on a couple of these, and I basically want to bring this up in discussion more so as well for how the devs really, really need to dial things in a bit better and actually, honestly, play the game for once. Because, as we see here, let's see, in particular with the Barbarian set of skills here, let's see, which one is it? It's kind of ridiculous. Well, the barbs are getting a significant amount of ridiculous burst damage that can stack, and oh no, here it is, the chest piece in this particular instance here. When cracking damage, so Barbarian mains out there, figure out whatever skill that is. When cracking damage, it will also reduce the enemy's movement speed by 30% and limit their use of displacement skills. So a block on dashing and teleport skills yet again with another ability. Again, I say, because they just gave us the gem that does this effect every 20 seconds, mind you, on crits too, but still, nonetheless, they just gave us that one, and now they start stacking it more, and various other essences along the way. That's not exactly all that creative, and I say that because in the big picture of things, in the long run here, is what we're looking at, right? The long run over the course of the time of the game, so many things have gone overboard with how they have stacked things. We see it all the time. We see it, people say, CCs, but then there's immunities to CCs that they did as a counter to that. And an obsessively overboard counter to that as well, in certain circumstances anyway. Again, certain classes, class balancing, class distribution, class disparity, all continual problems here for this reason. For this reason, they program this stuff in like this, and then they continue to compile it more and more and more to where it gets to the overboard ridiculous state. Okay, again, another instance like this one is for barbarian. They've had chains before, so you don't really honestly need this one, because barbarians still use chains that spam and will drag you right back. This one causes you not to move at all, obviously, so there is that, I guess, as another alternative. But still, it leaves the fact, and here, let's get to another one right now while we're on the topic of, let's see, Monk gets one here now too. Monk gets one, right? They get this one here, the pants. During this period, they causes damage to the surrounding enemies and make surrounding enemies. So this is an AoE effect and makes them enter the golden state. During this period, they cannot move and attack. Okay, so there's another one. So they're getting like the wizard loom bubble as well here. But however, in the loom bubble, you can still move. In this one, you cannot. So you are completely locked down. You cannot move or attack. Both. This is where, again, things have gotten to the overboard, the tipping point. We have gone to far past the tipping point on some of these abilities and effects. And they said a while back too, which I find this counterproductive here. They said a while back, like certain abilities they had adjusted in the past, where they say, oh, there was no way of counterplay to certain things that they had in the past, and they said, oh, it was just way too much, so we had to, remove or reduce such and such, blah blah blah. The recent one, the scythe, the necromancer scythe, so they had to make the adjustment to that because they're like, oh, it was far too much for what it did. Yeah, here we are. Not long after this, they're thinking about putting this in. Again, this is still speculation, mind you, yes, but it still bears discussion on this. When you cannot move or attack, there's already a necromancer builds out there right now that will perma-fear you if you don't have CC break of any kind. So, they will permanently lock you in place. You can't move. They'll just do their little carousel, spin to win nonsense around you while you're completely stuck, the entire time. And you're not even, you can't attack nothing. That's problematic because that doesn't make for fun gameplay, which will deter a lot of the casual new players of trying the mode out at all, because they'll see that and be like, this is ridiculously stupid. And at times, especially, yes it is, and as we've come to know, especially those of us in the continual day-to-day PvP community, this is problematic. This is not helping the cause. This is hurting the cause, right? This is what I mean by this, and this is why I wanted to touch base on some of these kind of instances and abilities and topics. Then we have the shield stacking. The shield stacking of which now, in particular here, Crusader gets another one with shield stacking this time. So it's Crusader's turn with more shields, right? Pants. Shield flash hits an enemy. It will generate a shield that absorbs whatever points of damage, at most up to almost 40,000 points of damage, lasting for a second and a half. When the shield disappears, it will cause damage based on the amount of the shield to all surrounding enemies. So it's got a burst break on the shield when it comes down, and it has a shield cooldown reduction on it. So yeah, it's kind of a shield stacking effect because it can, each time the flash hits an enemy. Oh, okay, so it'll just increase. Yeah, well, it'll stack the shield. It still stacks the shield. It's still stacking. Not quite a dash shield that Tempest and such gets, but you get the idea. So yeah, we have that still going on. That was a byproduct of the dot builds from a while back, and so on and so forth. They always come up with something to counteract the stuff later on, usually much later too. They're a little behind the times when it comes to that and being quick to react to certain things like this. And that's, again, another point I'm trying to make here about all of these. Granted, these are all speculation still, not 100% confirmed. we'll see here in a little while. I'm sure it'll be more confirmed here as we get closer to 800 and the max server Paragon level and approaching Inferno 6 officially. But nonetheless, I just wanted to put this out there as a conversation piece, a conversation topic for everybody to share here. And I wanted to just put my thoughts on certain things. How certain things can also be done, of course, better, but that would involve them to listen a little bit more closely to the community, as we can only continue to hope one way or the other they will have to at some point or the other, whether it's right away or whether it's far down the line. It remains to be seen. It will always remain to be seen when it comes to Blizzies, both companies, and their mentalities of how they approach things. But yeah, I would definitely like to see some adjustments being made on top of these ones here. A lot of these sound fun. A lot of these sound a little excessive. And again, that's the ones I wanted to kind of touch base on, was the ones that are going into the excessive. In the instances that I've already talked about. There's just some of these, they've gone too far past the tipping point. They need to be dialed back a little bit, or at least, you know, and that's what balancing is called. That's what balancing refers to. And we're still not seeing a lot of that in a lot of ways. And honestly, it needs to happen. Instead of, they're going to paint themselves into a corner. Honestly, they are. They're going to paint themselves in the corner, and they have in certain areas already, to where I'm curious to see what's going to happen once we hit the 1,000 Paragon level again. If they're going to do another stat crunch, or not a stat crunch necessarily, because they didn't change the stats. They crunched our Paragon levels down. They changed the Paragon trees. I'm just very, very curious how they're going to approach that, because, I mean, we did get past that. We got up to like 1,500 or something, I think, before they did that to us. But still, I'm curious if they feel like they're going to have to do that again, because the numbers and what the servers can handle is going to get to the point where it's not going to be able to handle that anymore. They're going to have to dial numbers back down, that kind of thing. That happened in World of Warcraft. They had to do that to where the numbers got too astronomically large for it to handle properly, and they had to dial them back. So same thing applies here. Same thing will probably apply here again. I just don't know how soon, but we will probably see that if they keep going this direction, which you think they would have learned from the last you think they would have learned the first time around, so where they wouldn't have to go and do that again. But nonetheless, here we are. Anyway, let me know what you think about all the things I discuss here in the comments down below. Of course, I will put the description to the Reddit post in the description section, because I'll be scheduling these videos at various times, and I can't always add them to a pinned comment right away unless I know exactly when this is going up. So anyway, until next time, everybody, stay safe out there in the real world, and far as always, take care of yourselves as best you can, one day at a time. It's all we can do. It's the best we can do. Until next time, see ya.